to resources. Introduction to resources. Organizations treat company assets such as buildings, equipment, and their manpower as important resources. Resources are the total means available to a company for increasing production or profit, including land, labor, capital, and raw materials. The resources is a means available to a company. So, ito yung mga bagay na nakakadagdag ng kita. Example is in a bank, one of his resources is in money, a loan, or other deposits. Imagine the bank without money, so the bank is useless. So resources, it is means to profit, to maintain, to increase the production of the industry or the company. And other type of resources is called conceptual resources. Conceptual resources are non-tangible and are considered valuable for what they represent rather than their physical makeup. Money is considered a conceptual resources as each paper bill represent specific monetary value as opposed to the paper where it is printed. So, conceptual is non-tangible, dito nahawakan, but it is valuable. One of the example is the money. It's considered conceptual because the paper bill represent the specific value of the paper. The information as a resource. Information can be simplified defined as facts about something or someone that are provided or learned. Facts are considered relevant truth which have been validated and identified. Data are considered facts, therefore processed data are considered as the information as they are organized in such a way that they have additional value beyond the value of the facts themselves. Unlike the other organizational resources, information is considered expandable. It is expandable because information can be expanded without compromising the integrity. In fact, by having additional information, much more that can be understood from it. Napapalawak, or if the information expand, yung maghahanap ka ng additional information from that information. Compressible. Although expanded information can give a more detailed explanation, it may not always be needed. So kahit pa nag-expand ka na sa information na yun, na-explain na ng maayos yung information, pero incompressible, those expanded information, it is not always be needed kasi nandun na yun sa information na nag-gathered. Next is transportable. Information, especially digital information, is easily transportable with the use of the internet and various technologies. Information can be sent through any of the following. Send via email. So, pwede ka nang, yung information mo is, isend mo na yun sa email, or your message to, you send in email. platform, share via Facebook, and copy into a flash drive and upload on YouTube. Diffusive gossip or rumors tend to spread easily. Unfortunately, the same applies to any kind of information, be it true or not. Yung mga haka-haka, yung mga hindi na napatunayan kung totoo ba yun or hindi. It's like fake news or the real shareable information. Since information can be easily spread, it is considered shareable as well. Information can be kept, calling it secret. However, once a person decides to tell it to someone, then he or she will no longer have control over it. Example is this: if you have a secret and you message to the one of your friend, and your friend can turn into enemy, and that enemy from your secret is spreaded through a screenshots. So yung information na binigay mo sa kanya is nagamit niya against sa iyo, and wala ka ng control sa sa pag-spread nun, but you have to take action against the action of your enemy. Information is considered valuable and also has a life cycle. It begins with transforming raw materials into a finished product, processing data to come up with valuable information. Valuable information, any information that is useful, reliable, and important for making decisions, solving problems, or understanding something better. Information must be accurate. Accurate information is error-free. In some cases, inaccurate information is generated because inaccurate data was processed, analyzed. All this is a garbage in, garbage out. By typing parts of a computer in the search bar, Google gives you a list of several websites which contain the information you are looking for. However, how do you determine which are the accurate and which are inaccurate? Usually, it is better to trust sites that are formal in nature rather than the informal ones, such as a information. Two types of information: the formal information and the informal information. Now, in formal information, it is in official and authoritative. It is meant to be taken seriously and is presented in a formal manner. It is usually more careful, prepared, and verified than informal information, and it is accurate and reliability should also be higher. Example of information is the city ordinance, the official uh, the official ordinance of the city. It is a formal form because there is direct authority of the sangguniang panlalawigan or panglungsod and the city mayor who give the authority to function that ordinance. And also it means serious because it is verified by the honorables and preferred by those members of the sangguniang panglungsod. In other hand, informal information is more casual and less authoritative. It is presented in a less formal manner, and it is possible less reliable. Example of this is a blog or those give information, but you cannot say it is reliable, or because it is not for informal manners because of typings or other blog or vlogs na you can see in social media. Although it gives information, but not the official, or there is no authority from it, or who give it the information. Formal information for your research work could come up from technical websites as well as academic websites. Pieces of informal information can be easily considered accurate as long as they provide enough reference, and the data can be later be verified from the said reference. Bits of informal information include those blogs, wikis, or social sites and public forums. Information must be complete. It contains all the important facts that is especially important in a field of medicine, like in giving a so, in giving a medication someone, you must need a complete details of that medication, because if there is missing information from the medical in his medicines, it can give a death or danger in the life of the patients. If a missing information can spell disasters or worse, lead to death of a patient. If the information regarding allergies has been left out, doctors might inadvertently give wrong medication that could cause severe allergic to a reaction to the patients. Information must be economical. Information should be relatively economical to produce. Decision makers must always balance the value of information with the cost of producing it. When the spread of the internet, information dissemination has become uh, easier, or faster, and lot cheaper. Information must be reliable. Reliable information can be depended on. In many cases, the reliability of information depends on the validity of data collection method. In the other cases, reliability depends on the resource of information. Kung saan ba yung galing yung information na gathered mo. Kung ito ba ay galing sa site or galing yan sa maaasahan na websites na you can say it is reliable. The site was be verified as reliable site who gives the information, which bring us back to a valuable information being economical. And that's all. Thank you.
Good day, everyone. I'm Carl James S. Severin, continuing on the report. Flexible. Flexible information can be used for different purposes. Depending on the situation, personal information can be used for a variety of ways. Relevant. Relevant information is important to the decision maker. Let's just say, for example, our instructor gave us an assignment research about computer parts. So we go to Google Chrome to research about the computer parts like motherboard, keyboard, and etc. So that is relevant to the information. We should only research that is important or connected to the topic that was assigned to us. And moving on. Simple. Information should also be simple, not overly complex. Sophisticated and detailed information may not be needed, or complex information sometimes lead to confusion, which also result in inaccuracy of details. So, in order for the information to be simple, we could use summarization. We could concise writing or concise reporting. So, in order for the readers or listeners to understand our topic, and also avoid confusion. We should also get also that summary should also saan direct to the point and have some prime example for them to understand better. And moving on. Timely information is delivered when it is needed. This is true in the case of weather prediction, stock market forecast, and traffic management. So timely information for weather prediction. If you're planning to go on hike, beach, you should take a look at weather prediction, whether it is sunny, rainy, whether it is suitable for you to go out on the outing you plan to do. And stock market, for the stock market forecast, this is also good for the business if you plan to if you plan to enter the e-market or stocks market. You should also look at the information whether the stock is high, which you can sell for higher price, or lower by a standard price. And next is traffic management. This is also to manage traffic management, whether you plan to go on the road, whether it is very traffic, which make it take you longer to get to your destination. So that's all for the timely information. And verifiable. This means that information can be checked for correctness and authenticity. Most authors include reference, bibliography, or citation in their work to enable readers to verify the content. So the example of this would be the research, thesis. Okay, most of authors would, I, all of the authors would include citation and bibliography for the readers, for the readers to check the information whether it is trustworthy or not trustworthy, or came from relevant resources or not. And moving on to the accessible. Information should be easily accessible by authorized users to be obtained in the right format at the right time to meet their needs. So, for example of this accessible should be mobile pay app, like just say for example GCash. You came to the 7-Eleven to buy groceries or ice cream, whatever you're planning to buying, and you don't have cash, but you have your phone and you have a GCash account and have money inside it. So you can just scan the QR code. You can just scan the QR code to pay for it. That is accessible. And moving on to secure. Information should be secure from access by unauthorized user. Let's just use the example of GCash account. GCash account, which would require PIN number that you only know, or you can use biometric authentication or fingerprint for you to access it. If so, which by having that kind of system, it would secure your account from any unauthorized access by any other person to steal your money, or to do an illegal transaction, which also make your account safe from hacking or someone to access it. Next is value of information. Information is very valuable, especially in business. Company use it to improve their product and service, increase productivity, and compete globally. Make better decision. Useful information that help decision making is called knowledge. Some information is free, whether update stock index, while some are expensive, cable TV description, and paid service. The value of information. For example, what's the name? If you plan to subscribe a TV subscription, like for example Netflix, you can take a look at the prices and the offer they have for you, or the VIP membership. If the VIP membership is what you need in the information you are looking for is in there, you can subscribe to it without feeling regret or anything. So without wasting your money. Next is zero marginal cost. Zero marginal cost of the producing of the first copy of an information good may be substantial, but the cost of producing or reproducing additional copy is negligible. For example, saan Avengers Age of Ultron. It was released in 2015. The estimated budget of that was 250 million USD dollar. And if you're gonna buy it or gonna have a copy, the pay would be negligible or substantial, the which is not very expensive. For example, in the Amazon, you could buy it for $20, or you could rent it for a much cheaper price to watch it by one time. And moving on to non-rivalrous. Simultaneous consumption of information by consumer is possible. For example, the other people could buy the Marvel Age of Ultron by DVD, and other could just rent the movie in the YouTube or other network site for them which they can access to. So that is non-rivalrous, non-exclusive. And non-exclusive. Exclusion is not natural property of information goods, though it is possible to construct exclusion artificially. However, the nature of information is that it is known it is difficult to exclude others from its use. For example, would be would be the message in Messenger. For let's just say I send a photo to my friends, and my friends could forward that picture to other people or group chat they have without me knowing. So that is non-exclusive. No transparency. To evaluate the information must be known, so no one has to invest in learning how to evaluate it. Wait a moment. Um, let's just say, for example, if you're gonna enter one of the camp, or if you want to learn something, you should also do a research, evaluate the information they have. For example, if you want to learn computer, IT, you want to handle ITU research, and in your research what they offer, how they plan what they plan to do, and what skill or information you would gain by entering that campaign or seminar or classes. So by learning that information you can evaluate it whether it is useful for you, not waste of time, and especially not waste of money. So that is no transparency. So information economics. Information is considered an experience good, meaning people must experience it before they know its value. Business use strategies like free samples, promotional pricing, testimonials, and trial. However, information cannot always be given for free, because once people know it, they may not pay anymore. For example, on the information economics, let's just say you see a movie, you are selling a movie or making a ticket for the people to for people to see. So the strategy would be, for example, in the trials, or you make trial movie which is very short, which capture only 1 to 3 scenes in the movie of your planning to sell it or rent it for the other people to see. So they would not know anything about it, or their curiosity would be spiked by that trial or tri- ano, trial or something like that. However however for business like restaurant, they could use promotional pricing, discount, and buy one take one, or give discount to a group of people in sample trials or free taste for the unit menu if you're planning to sell a product. And moving on to easy duplication and transmission of information. A picture posted on Facebook, which also posted on Instagram and Twitter, means that same picture has been posted on three different sites. So this means easy duplication transmission of information is like one of the sample is picture. Like this, for example, I take a picture of a fax. I posted on Facebook. I also posted on Instagram and Twitter. So the information has been posted three times on three different sites. So many people can see it. So many people can see and access the picture. And increase in communication method. An increase in communication method, what used to be a mobile phone for SMS and computers for emails are smartphones that can do both. Also, a simple text message is no longer restricted to SMS via telecom providers through mobile apps such as Fiber, Messenger. People can now send private message PM or direct message DM. So this means that increase in communication method able which we are able to communicate with others, friends, family, even though we are very far away from their place. We are very far away from each other. For example, a mother working in abroad has a son in the Philippines, so they communicate daily or video call on face on messenger daily. So that is increase in communication method which allow them to interact with each other even though they are not in the same place at the same time. So moving on, growth archives of historical information. Print or hard copies are now being replaced by digital one. So this means that, let's just say for example, printed copies, let's just say printed, for example, in the past, most people take a picture and one and take a picture and directly produce it by making up a photo by which can't be placed in digital storage like cloud service or terabox. So right now in our modern era, we can take a picture and put it in our digital account terabox in Gmail, Google Drive. And those digital copies are stored on cloud server that offer maximum storage capacity for end users. So where does this all information came from? Who are those producers and consumers of information? According to the 2018 Global Digital House set of reports from We Are Social and Hootsuite, more than half the world now uses the internet, up to 7% year on year. Qatar and United Arab Emirates top the internet penetration by 99% of total population using the internet. For 3 years in a row, Filipinos have been spending greatest amount of time on social media with average of 4 hours a day. More than two-thirds of the population has now mobile phone, with most people using smartphones. More than half of the world web traffic now come from mobile phones. And more than 60% of all mobile phones connection around the world are now broadband. More than 1 in 5 of the world population shop shopped online in the past 30 days. So based on what I have read, so digital gadgets like smartphones are now very common to us people living on the earth. Most of the half of the population are using it to shop online, to communicate, and to play, and many more. And for example, everyday transaction, business transaction, which would make it due to that smartphone and easier to store and easier to access also. And growth digital information of 2018 key points. Exponential growth in digital information due to internet and mobile tech. Increase in the internet users, social media users, and mobile users. Facebook reached over 2 billion users globally. Philippines slow fixed internet 2.2 Mbps compared to other global country average 6.3 Mbps. fast mobile internet is 13.9 Mbps high online activity. So the Philippines have the most lowest fixed internet. So only ranging from 4.2 Mbps compared to the other country, which is 6.3 Mbps. And compared to the compared to the fast mobile internet, which is 13.9 Mbps, which result due to the fast mobile internet, which result the more Filipino of using social media or using phone, increase of the user online activity. For example, Filipinos spend 4 hours a day on social media, highest worldwide, using TikTok, watching TikTok, watching TikTok, Facebook, or other websites, online websites. Rapid growth lead to information overload. Mobile social media and mobile commerce. The rise of mobile devices transform how people manage daily activities. So, for example, instead of going out of the house to buy food, we could just order Grab, Panda, we could just order Grab or Panda to order food to deliver to deliver the food to our home, which we could use also to pay onlinely. For example, if we're gonna pay for our bills like electricity, water, we could use online payment of the bank website or GCash or using GCash. In the business, physical shops are no longer enough as the internet shifted markets toward e-commerce. With mobile internet, user can access service anytime and anywhere via smartphones, tablet, and other device, enabling new possibilities in communication and commerce. So, with the mobile internet, we can access stores like Shopee, Lazada. We can order the parts that we can order the item that isn't available on the Philippines, which is available in the other country to with only ano, with only with only minimal increase of prices in that item which we are ordering to from other country. And also moving on this mobile social media. Mobile social media is accessing platform like Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat via mobile device, either through apps or mobile browsers. So this means that accessing platform like Facebook through mobile is most of the users are on 80% browse social media on their phones every day. Mobile usage now dominate the digital media, accounting for 60% of total time with apps alone, representing 95 saan 59 ay 54% of the media consumption based on by Lilia and Lipsman 2016. So the mobile social media research have seen a very high increase in users time time consumption of the everyday people which they access social media alone in their everyday lives. So that's all for my part in this reporting. Thank you.